What in the world is going on with Wayfair? What is going on here? Now, this is really. I don't know if you guys have heard what's going on here or have heard the Wayfair conspiracies, but there's apparently a conspiracy theory going on that states that people are using Wayfair, or Wayfair is allowing people to use their site as a money laundering scheme to traffic kids. And when I heard about this, I said, someone gave this story to me, and I'd actually heard about it on Facebook. And, I hear certain things, and a lot of people post obvious fake news on Facebook and on social media, and I usually like to just scroll and scroll and scroll, and so I don't pay a lot of things any mind. But when somebody emailed me or messaged me personally, somebody who is a friend of mine and I trust, and I actually value her opinion more than a lot of people. This is a smart person, went to school with her. She's like, "What do you think about this whole Wayfair thing that's going on?" And I thought to myself, oh, I remember hearing about that. I didn't think it was this serious. So I looked into it and I'm like, holy, this is big. People are talking about this. And so I researched it. And I mean, I don't say that I have a view on it, but what I can say is that there are a lot of things that do sound very, very suspicious. So let me explain to you what I'm talking about. People have been revealing that the Wayfair website, and Wayfair is sort of like Amazon. You can buy different home things. It's almost like IKEA for online. First of all, I hate their commercials. They always like to put their commercials on every single YouTube video. I like it if it's on my video. But if they're doing things like this, then I don't want any Wayfair commercials on my channel. Because if they're involved in child trafficking or allowing people to, launder money for child trafficking, I don't want to have anything to do with them. They ought to burn in hell if they're doing that. But people were complaining that the Wayfair website had cabinets, ordinary cabinets, on their website that were priced at like $18,000 and $17,000, and pillows that were overpriced, and a bunch of overpriced knickknacks for the house. And people are like, why in the world is this cabinet that doesn't even look that impressive? I could buy something like that at IKEA for even less than half. Why is it so expensive? And then people started seeing that all of these items had names, female names, next to the name of the item. Like Aaliyah and something else. I can't remember the other one, but I do remember there was an Aaliyah. And then when people look up the, that number, the SKU number that's below the barcode, people would look up the barcode number and the name of the cabinet with that name of that with that female name, and what would pop up is a picture of a missing child. And it would be all of these different names. So they'd put Aaliyah, and then they'd put the SKU number, then they'd put the cabinet, and then what would pop up in Google is a missing child. And so someone caught on to this, and they wrote on Twitter, I believe it was, is it possible that Wayfair is involved in sex trafficking or involved in something that's harming kids? Now, a lot of people are on edge with this whole thing because if you guys have been following the news, you'll know that Jeffrey Epstein's former madam, Jeffrey Epstein, that known pedophile who's in hell right now, he raped a whole bunch of innocent little girls, trafficked them, apparently trafficked them out to very important people, and maybe was involved in secret government organizations to blackmail famous people, most likely the Mossad, famous people. Basically, okay, so y'all know Jeffrey Epstein. He's a big time, rich child sex trafficker. His madam has been arrested. And people are on edge because, these people have been involved with so many important people. They're friends with so many important people. Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, even Trump has been involved with them. Epstein has a black book of famous people. And, many famous people went on his airplane, Lolita Express. Lolita is the name of a fiction character who is in a movie about a professor who has sexual relations with a child. I mean, it's apparent that a lot of high-powered people are involved in hurting children. This is a big, big, big thing. And people are angry. And the fact that people are I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it's not true. I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, though. I wouldn't be surprised. And it could very well be. I'm not casting any accusations or anything, but it is strange that people can look up, and I did it myself, and I saw it. You can look up the SKU number, the number under the barcode, and you can the name of the female name next to it, and up pops a missing child. That is strange. Number one, why does Wayfair have a female name next to all of their products? Now, they're saying that this is not true. Okay, fair enough. But they're not answering any of these questions. Why are they having names of children next to their materials? Aaliyah, Melissa, and some other girls. That's odd. That's strange. Why is a cabinet $18,000, but then another cabinet on the same Wayfair website, which looks better than the other cabinet, is far less, like maybe $2,000? That's strange. Why is it that when you look up the SKU number, a missing child pops up? So these are questions that I want Wayfair to answer, and they better answer them very quickly. Because let me tell you something. This isn't the 1990s. This isn't the 1980s. People have social media now. All of us have the capability of being media personalities. I'm a media personality. You don't have to watch CNN anymore to get your news. People have the ability to look things. I doubt it. I doubt whether CNN or CTV if you're in Canada, or CBC if you're in Canada like I am, or Fox News or BBC. I doubt if they would ever have come up with this story. I doubt that. Because even the news executives, they're also friends with these people like Jeffrey Epstein. And what's even more strange is this. They denied the story, that they deny that they're involved with sex trafficking. Wayfair denied it. And then what happens is that on Twitter, all these, I think it was more than 20 bot accounts, and they were obvious bot accounts, came out and said the same denial. And they were making it out like it was normal people, like someone, out in Ohio or Kentucky or California is tweeting the same thing word for word, the same denial word for word, like some, vigilant person who's concerned for Wayfair's reputation, saying the same thing on Twitter. I mean, people are being more vigilant nowadays. So somebody came up with this, and it may not be true, but these are questions that I'm asking, and we have a right to ask them, and you have a right to ask them. I'm not saying that it's true or not, but I do want Wayfair to answer those questions, and if they don't, then they're making themselves even worse. And the reason I say this isn't the 1990s is because we have social media now. Everybody can look things up and have things to talk about, and if they see something that's weird, they're going to expose it. Look how quickly this thing got exposed. Even Arana Nation talk about it now. And the mainstream media now, they get their news from us. They get their news from us now. We don't get it from them anymore. They get it from us. So, what I want Wayfair to do, if there is a Wayfair executive listening to this video, don't get mad at me for reporting this. Don't get mad. Don't get angry, because that'll make the situation worse. And I'm going to continue investigating this, because if there are children at risk, then you're going to be on my bad side pretty quickly. I already hate your commercials. You don't want me on your bad side, Wayfair. Answer these questions. Why is it that people are looking up the SKU number, including myself, and missing children pop up with the same name that you had as the name of the cabinet, the Aaliyah and all this stuff like that? Why is that happening? I want you to answer that question. Why is this cabinet, ordinary looking cabinet, over $18,000? Now they say these are industrial cabinets and this is the right price. And I've never heard of a cabinet or a wardrobe. That doesn't sound right to me. Especially when there are other wardrobes on there that look frankly way better, that are way far less than $18,000. Answer those questions, Wayfair. You're on the spot now. And it may just be somebody who's playing games. It may be a disgruntled employee, maybe Photoshop. Who knows? But, and another thing that I came across too is, when you saw these cabinets, I wish I had the ability to show you what the website looked like. But the cabinets, like it's a white cabinet or a wardrobe. It looks like the picture looks like it was taken off some smartphone. And then when you look at other items sold on these similar sites, I mean, the picture looks very elaborate, very nice and everything. So what is going on here? Is there somebody out there using Wayfair to traffic kids, selling merchandise to gullible people who will buy it, and then they get the money, and that is almost like you're buying a child? My advice to you guys is if you're going to go on Wayfair, don't buy anything that has a name of a female on it. That's weird. That's strange. You have some girl name, and it's a young girl, Aaliyah. Yeah, I've never heard of a woman named Aaliyah yet. Kylie. Those are fairly new names for girls. Yeah, I've heard of an old woman named Kylie or old woman named Aaliyah. I've never heard that an old woman in her wheelchair named Aaliyah. She's usually named Martha, Brenda, Betty, Susan. You've never heard of a Kylie or an Aaliyah, old woman. Never. I've never even heard of an old woman named Brittany. That's a new name. So they're having these girl names for products that are being sold to adults. That's weird. Don't buy something that has a girl name attached to the name of the product. That's just weird. Even if it's not child sex trafficking or any of this, that's just weird. And secondly, don't buy something that you think is overpriced. That's just common sense. If it's overpriced, then there's something going on here. Do not buy something. If you think, use your best judgment. If you think that something is way overpriced, do not buy it. Because there's something going on. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave the hashtag Wayfair Conspiracy in the title of this video. You can watch other videos related to this conspiracy, or if it's a conspiracy, if it's fact, I don't know. But I'm going to do my research, and I encourage all of you to do research on this, because if kids are in danger, we need to do something about it, and we need to get to the bottom of it immediately. And this is the Arana Nation.